Hello, loves. Thanks for supporting me. I love you, loves. Love, Magi Goddess. Hello, loves. This is Magi Goddess. This is day 21 of 33 for Reading for the Collective. And I will say that this is the last day I'm going to be doing these collective readings here on YouTube. I'm more so primarily focused right now on my subscribers on TikTok. Feel free to purchase a membership there if you want to continue these readings. As always, thank you to everyone for your love and support. I greatly appreciate you. So, this is the deck that we will be using today for the main reading. This is the stone the deck chose. This is what the front looks like. And this is what the back looks like. It's an oracle deck, but I don't remember what it's called. I want to say it's some kind of moon oracle or something along those lines. And this is the advice deck, and this is the stone that the deck chose. And this one, I can tell you what it is because it's on the front. It is called the Native Spirit Oracle deck. And that's what the back looks like. So today I'm going to be asking 7 questions about you, my loves, my beautiful collective. I just wanted to give you some time to regroup your energy and to recoup all of your energies. Based on the readings I was getting, there was a lot of negativity. So much so that I myself took a break. And I wanted to give you a break so that way you could unpack and unload. Some of you got some really positive readings, which is great. But some of you really didn't have that much love and faith in yourselves. So some of you are continuing your self-love journey because you feel good in yourself. And some of you, we're going to get down to the bottom of how to help you truly love yourself, because you do in fact deserve love. In honor of the Halloween spirit, I have my cute little jade skull here. I think I got him on Temu for like $1. I thought he was the cutest thing ever. So this is the stone the deck chose. And I'm automatically seeing an upward slope. Feel free to ignore my nails. They look really terrible, but I've been doing a lot of yard work. So I don't expect to have nice nails. I'm not done with it. Some of you feel like no matter how hard you keep pushing, you're not getting any further. And you're ignoring the fact that you're trying and that you are gaining at least an inch. So some of you aren't giving yourselves due credit. Others of you like a challenge. For some of you, I'm seeing a pyramid of growth, a pyramid of expectations, and almost a pyramid of worship like in ancient Egypt. First, I was seeing like some hardcore competition with like exercise games. Some of you could be wanting to get into shape, and some of you feel like no matter how hard you compete in life, you feel like you're not getting anywhere. And some of you really enjoy the challenge and you're trying to take care of your body in the best way you know how. And if someone's not going to help you in that journey, and loving yourself and loving your body, then why bother? You like a challenge, but why be around someone who is clearly not here to better themselves or help you become your best you, but to simply demean you and make you not feel better, but feel worse when you're already feeling low. If you're curious what this is just a daily self-care check-in. We're going to do that at the end of the reading. That is why that is there, so I remember to do so. So let's get started with the first question. How do my loves see themselves? That came out immediately. So, how do my loves see themselves? Next, what do my loves love about themselves? That came out immediately. Next, how can my loves show more self-love? Or some of you feel like you're not worthy of self-love. Everyone is worthy of self-love. Don't be ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Fourth question, how can my loves practice accepting themselves? I don't know if you saw that, but it said new moon. And remember, you can be a new you. Just like the moon recreates itself, you can too. That's a message automatically coming through. What mindsets do my loves, my collective need to release? It's unfortunate that some of you are still in this negative energy, but I'm here to help you in the best way possible. What mindsets do my loves need to learn and accept? What mindsets do my loves need to learn and accept? I heard first off that you are lovable. And the last question, what new opportunities are my loves going to receive after this reading? Well, my throat broke. Maybe it'll make you emotional. What new opportunities are coming their way so that they can find their self-love? Wow, that's a lot, but we're taking all of it. I'm prepared for this reading today, so we're going all out. And let's just move all that over here. Bottom of the deck energy, we have full moon. Harvest the fruits of your hard work. First off, acknowledge the fact, like I said, of everything you do, not the things that you can't do or don't do or kind of won't do. You know, sometimes we don't do things not because we're being lazy, not because we don't want to, but because deep down inside we know it's not good for us. It's not really going to help us. It's more so going to help others. Or it's just some kind of outside validation. It's kind of like what I was getting with this stone reading, how even if you move just a centimeter, be grateful you move a centimeter. So first question, how you see yourself. We have the balsamic moon. Things come and go. Surrender to the universe. That's the first card. So, surrender to who you are and what you're capable of, not what you're not capable of. Be grateful for all that you do, not all that you don't. Feel free to write down goals. Don't put down a time limit. Don't put down a specific expectation. Just simply say, this is my goal. And ask yourself, what is one small step? I see you being overwhelmed by all the things that you want to be. And then the second card, we have Sling. I heard Moon and Sling. Moon and Selena, whatever that means. Bring light into somebody's dark sky. You're actually a really helpful, kind person, even if you don't want to see it. And you actually brighten a lot of people's darkest days. And it's really unfortunate that you don't see how you kind of show people the trick to feeling good. She looks like an Olympian, almost like she's throwing up that hula hoop in the Olympic Games. It's like you're always doing all these great feats, but you don't really look at your progress. You more so just look at, what have I not done? God. I wanted to kind of zoom in here. I'm not gonna edit that out because there's really no point. Y'all know what I look like. I've just woken up and I was like, okay, let's do this. I feel like you can see the cards much better this way. So, see all the trials and tribulations that you've gone through and how incredible you truly are. Like, that's a big message here. The second question is things you love about yourself, or things you should love about yourself. First, we have the dark moon. Pause and rest. You deserve it. You do enough. Just by showing up, just by existing, just by hoping and wishing on a prayer, and just trying in general. So, you should stop being so hard on yourself and be like, you know what? I worked hard today. I deserve some rest. Next, we have lunar eclipse. Open the door to a higher dimension. Some of you are being called to meditate on the things that you want to accomplish, so that way you can tap into your higher self and get some serious answers. Some of you are afraid to dive deep into yourself and connect. Just write your thoughts and feelings, like, wholeheartedly and truthfully. And first off, love yourself for being vulnerable, and love yourself for knowing that you do have things that you want to accomplish, and that you should be grateful that you haven't given up. Next, we have Coven. Power of sisterhood. Your spiritual family is always here. They're always with you. They'll always be here to guide you. But are you really listening? Are you really looking for, like, the signs, the synchronicities? If you ask for a sign or an opportunity, are you grateful and saying, thank you, I see the opportunity, thank you, I'm present in this moment? So things to love about yourself is you're magical and you do a lot. Way more than you realize. So if you don't love that about yourself, now is the time to start. Question number 3, how to show more self-love. I feel like this one's really important. We have Diana be one with nature. This is all about fully accepting yourself, really being passionate about yourself, about your goals, and the things you want to accomplish, and knowing, yes, I can do this. Yes, I can accomplish this. Looking at the true nature of yourself and loving it, even if it doesn't feel so great right now, even if you're not where you want to be. Newsflash. Everyone's always going to say, I want more. I want to do more. It's a natural human instinct due to how society is born and bred. We're automatically taught to want more. But being grateful for what we have is very difficult, especially when you see people around you who are like super successful. You think they're this, they're that. Everyone has struggles. You're just not seeing them. They're just not posting them. And if you even look at celebrities, like, yes, they seem so glamorous, but if you really look in their eyes, a lot of them look lonely. And a lot of times people only want to be with them because they're so popular. So things aren't always what they seem. So that's a big message. Number 4, how to accept yourself better. We have a new moon, fresh start, new beginnings. Who do you want to be today? Honestly, in this moment, think about it. If I were the most amazing me possible, would I do my hair nicely? Would I do my makeup nicely? Would I dress well? Would I dress to the nines? Would I dress like I'm a rock star, a superstar, an actress, an artist in general? Dress and feel how you want to be and embody that energy and start practicing, because you can change yourself. Boom, like that. Boom, in this moment. Boom. You can change in this very second and say, you know what? I'm going to go all out on myself today because I deserve it. So in practicing self-acceptance, be who you want to be, not who you are, because clearly you might not appreciate who you are. And if you do, step it up. Go harder. You can. And you will. I feel like you really will. Mindsets to release. We have the crescent moon. Keep moving forward. You got this. Once again, I'm repeating myself, but this is the message that I'm getting. Even if it's the tiniest step forward, you're still taking a step forward. Never give up. Never surrender. Recognize that you can accomplish things. Will it be exactly when you want? Of course you want it now. Of course you want to just wave a magic wand and say, it's done, it's done, it's done. You just want to wish upon a stone and it just happens. Or, there's no quick trick. And anyone who tries to sell you that is full of it. They're just trying to sell goods, services, whatever. And I get that life is a hustle. But I'm going to be real with you. It takes true grit and true stamina to keep moving forward even when you see nothing. Even when you feel like the goal is so far away. Are you trying? If you're trying, be hella proud of yourself because you're trying. You didn't give up. It's like, let's say you constantly have to pull string off of a roll of yarn. And it just seems endless, and you're pulling and you're pulling and you're pulling and you're pulling and you're pulling, and there's no end in sight. Guess what? Eventually, there's an end to the yarn. And just like, you keep running towards your goals, walk, don't run, because you will get there. And when you just run for it, you could be missing so much in life. And focus on being present and focus on your stamina and how you can really make your journey worthwhile, rather than rushing through it and just being like, I'm gonna get to the top, I'm gonna do this, blah 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 blah. Like, be real with yourself and recognize things take time. Rome wasn't built in a day. We have all these great masterpieces from back in time. You know how long people worked on those masterpieces just so we can go visit them as tourists and say, wow, that's so amazing. How did they do that? That's you on a daily basis, and that's the effort you put into yourself. Every little nip, tuck, tweak, whatever you want to do to yourself. I personally have never had Botox, never had any work done, nothing like that, all natural here. But if you feel like that'll make you feel really good, don't do it out of insecurity. Do it because it's just always something you wanted. Like let's say you've always really wanted boobs and you think having boobs is just so sexy and you really want to. Now be careful, balloons can pop that you put in your chest. And not to scare anyone, but I used to watch this thing called 1,000 Ways to Die, basically. And this woman had some implants and they exploded on an airplane. So just be wary of getting any kind of surgery because it is very dangerous. I heard look at Heidi Klum, but really I saw Heidi Montag. I don't know if you know who that is. It's this girl from The Hills who had basically her whole body redone, and she literally passed away on the table and came back to life, and she regrets all of it. So only do surgery and stuff if that's something you've wanted your whole life, not just because you feel insecure or you're not as pretty as everyone else. You're gorgeous. You were made to look the way you were made to look for a reason. And who cares if people point and laugh? There's always going to be people who point and laugh. You want to know why they point and laugh? They hate themselves. Because people who love themselves love others. You want to know how I know? I'm legitimately a happy person. I legitimately have been on this self-love journey. I legitimately love myself. And even in my darkest moments, I still love on people. Even when I'm not okay, I show kindness and compassion. And I really don't get that back a lot, but I don't let that harden my heart. I don't let it faze me because I'm just thinking, it's not my fault you're miserable. That's your thing to deal with. So don't let miserable people or people who have nothing better to do bother you. Focus on you. Personally, for my self-love journey, a lot of that had to do with going to spiritual school, getting really in-depth into myself. And also, I started working out because the physical job I had, my body just could not handle it. And after I started it, I feel so good after I worked out. And I love the way that my body looks after I've worked out. So, just depends on who you want to be, really and truly. What new mindsets to learn or accept at this time? I see yin and yang, half and half. First quarter, it's time to commit. You can't have the lights without the dark. You know, all those who say love and light, that's great. But you have to accept the darkness and the light. You have to accept the little monster inside and the beautiful healing side, because both will always exist. And as long as you acknowledge both of these, and as long as you respect both of these, and you find like healthy ways to, let's say, transmute negative energy. When I'm really upset, I'll go and work out. And after that, like, I feel so high, I feel so good, I feel those hope endorphins, I feel amazing. And I'm proud of myself because I accomplished something. And, you know, when I'm in that healing energy, like right now, like I'm trying to help everyone here find that self-love and maybe show you a perspective you didn't see about yourself or about others, you know, try and help you learn what I've learned. We all teach each other different things. So, you know, seeing that you do have this love inside of you and that you do have this potential. You always have potential. You can always be better and do better, sure. But make sure you accept yourself as you are in the moment. It's kind of like my Melody and Kuromi. Kuromi's always so upset because everyone loves my Melody. Personally, my favorite is Piano, the one who like always says ma, and then at the very end finally says words, and they're like, oh my god, you can talk. And Piano is basically, it's a lamb, and Piano's like, well, I didn't want to speak because I thought I'd run out of words. But sometimes, you know, words, communication, those are the most important things you can ever have. So let's say you're in a dark space. Tell people, I'm not in the mindset to deal with this right now. I'm in a dark space. One or two things will happen. They'll either push you and disrespect you, and you tell them, you're really disrespectful. I don't have to put up with this. You can keep your disrespect and keep it to yourself and just ignore it. Because the more you pay attention to them, the more they like it. Because for once, they don't have to focus on their misery and what they don't like about themselves, etc. Like I said, if you're happy, you're not hateful. It's a real thing. Insecure people, they are players. They are cool. They are always looking to one-up in some way because they feel like they're in an empty shell. They feel like they'll never get that validation. And a lot of that comes with what they grew up with. They never got any validation, and they were never taught how to validate themselves or feel proud in themselves. But that doesn't mean they can't learn. And it's just like, you know, if you happen to find someone who says, oh, you're in a dark place, how can I be there for you? And if you just say, oh, I just really need a moment or some alone time, and they respect that, those are the kind of people that you'll really appreciate, and you'll recognize, yeah, I do deserve to be appreciated. I do deserve to have this moment. And I'm so grateful that this person is loving and kind and understanding. Unfortunately, it can be very rare to come across that, but when you do, the moment always almost breaks you. And I speak from experience. as someone who's been through some really hard things, I once asked this guy at this really hard job I had. It was grueling. I was basically always told how unimportant and useless and replaceable I was by my head boss. And a lot of my coworkers could really give 2 F's less about, how I was affected. But there were always some coworkers who would come and help me because I helped them. And even though they'd whine and complain, it was their actions that spoke. And in fact, one time I told a coworker, he's like, "Is there anything you need? You seem sad." And I said, "I need $1 million." He literally went and got me a fake $1 million bill and said, "Here's $1 million." And that hit me in my heart space. He didn't have $1 million to give, but he gave me the best he could. And a lot of people were really cruel to him because they thought he was weird. They thought he was different. But he really was someone who just got frustrated a lot because people didn't treat him kindly because he was weird, he was different. But I was always very patient. I was always very kind. I've always felt very weird and different. And when 2 weird and different people meet and they're both kind to each other, there's a bond that happens there. And, it was someone I was able to actually talk to things about how toxic the work environment was and how that's not a reflection of who we are. We are not what we do. We are who we choose to be. I choose to be proud of myself for working hard, even though a lot of people may not appreciate it. Even if I have to be, that bossy baddie who's like, "You need to do this. You need to get it together. If I can do this and I'm only 5 feet and like 100 pounds, you're a grown man. You're taller than me. You definitely weigh more than me. Get it together." I don't want to hear you whine and I don't want to hear you cry because you don't see me whining. You don't see me crying. And newsflash, the male body is physically more inclined and more built naturally to excel better physically than the female body. Even when we work out, it's more difficult for us. For example, we have that space inside where you hold a baby. So it's really hella hard to get a crazy pack of abs unless you're literally a gym rat. Because that little pouchy thing, that little poochie thing, that is there to protect the space of if you want to have a child. And a lot of women forget that. And they're just like, "Oh, we've both done the same work. We're both on the same journey." Guess what? Everyone's bodies are different. Everyone is different. So don't ever compare yourself to anyone else. Ask yourself, where was I a year ago? Did I look this good? Did I have this mindset of I can do it? If not, hey, be proud. Hell yeah. You're making progress. Be proud of what you are, not of what you aren't. Be proud of what you can do, not what you can't do. And yeah, sometimes it sucks to ask for help, but ask for help. And even if someone's rude, whatever, they whine, they complain, if they help you, that's all you need to know, that they actually do care. It's the people that say, "No, I'm way too busy. I possibly couldn't." That's when you know that they're very selfish. They only care about themselves. They've got issues. Don't bother with them. Because all they're going to do is just make you think, this is unfair, or why do you treat me like that? And they're not even worth the thought, quite honestly. And there's always going to be those people. Human beings are meant to connect. We're meant to love. We're meant to create things together. And is it always that way? No. But the people you find who do help, that do make a difference, it just shows you that you were right all along, that there's faith, that there's hope, there's good people. And I'm not talking about the fake ones who are like, they only hang around you to help you, and they constantly ask you questions, and they gossip about you behind your back and say your innermost secrets, or just make up things that you didn't even say. Those people are just nasty. I hate gossip so much. If you gossip, we'll never truly be friends. And I know you literally betray everyone, because you're always talking crap. You have nothing better to do than literally crap comes out of your mouth. You sound like crap and you look like crap. Why do I want to hang around crap? Like, I'll stink. And I'll get that stink on me, and it puts me in a bad mood. What good comes from saying, oh, so-and-so did this, or so-and-so said this, or why don't you focus on yourself and how successful you can be, and how you just, instead of gossiping about them, say, wow, they're having a hard time, or wow, it's difficult for them, but you couldn't possibly, because you're unhappy. So you feel like, let me distract myself and take all the stress off myself and put it all on this person, because that makes me feel great. No, it doesn't. It doesn't make anyone feel good about you. All those people who love gossip, who love tea, whatever, and it's cruel and it's concise and it's calculated, you're just being cruel and distracting yourself from things that are actually important in life. And you're so surface level, it's not even like, what are you really doing with your life? You literally only spend all your time talking about everybody else. And it's not even in a good way. So, what's your purpose? Like, what's your point? There isn't one, because you live for others, not for yourself. And you never have anything good to say, so there's nothing good about you. And I can honestly say this, because I've been surrounded by a lot of people like this. And I'm straight up said, I'll be surface level with you. If you speak to me, I'll speak to you. But other than that, that's it. Like, we wouldn't be friends. I like deep conversations. I like deep people. And I like people who care about others. So maybe some of you needed to hear that. Yes, some people have nothing to do. Or so they think. But honestly, the truth is, they feel nothing. They are nothing. And that's why they're all about you. It's not your fault they're obsessed with you. Clearly, you're doing things. Look, if you don't have haters, you're not doing it right. People always talk about you when you're doing something of importance. You give them something to talk about. I mean, you can't help it that you're so freaking popular. Too bad they're not. That's not your problem. It's really not. New opportunities after this reading. For self-love, first we have the number 13, our first number, 1 and 3, 3 and 1. Or 1, 3, 3. Divine Feminine, step into your power. You're brave, you're bold, you're powerful, you're whatever you think you are. You think you're lame and helpless? Congratulations, you're lame and helpless. Like, that was your goal. You've reached it. Okay, what's your next goal? What are you doing? But if you think you're inspirational and wicked cool, guess what? You're inspirational, you're wicked cool. How are you going to become more wicked cool, and how are you going to inspire others? Some of you are going to get a compliment along these lines, like, thank you for da-da-da because you are da-da-da-da. Fill in the blanks. Feel free to comment below and fill in the blanks for me, because I'm curious. What are the good things people say about you? I want to hear the good things, because you only deserve good. Transformation. Look at those beautiful wings. Transformation. Shed, let go, make room for greatness. Yeah. You're amazing. You just don't see it yet. Butterflies are literally this little crawly caterpillar who can get stepped on, squashed, whatever. And then they go into a cocoon, and anything and everything could literally destroy that cocoon, and they could literally be no more. Then eventually, if they do live through all that hardship, they become this butterfly who is free, and everyone looks at them and thinks, oh, look at those beautiful colors. Butterflies don't notice how beautiful they are, and you're the same way. Next we have Sekhmet. I'm pretty sure this is like an Egyptian god or goddess, which is funny if that's the case, because I mentioned ancient Egypt and the pyramids. But anyway, we have courage, truth, and shadow work. Yeah. Really look at yourself. Really face yourself. Really recognize yourself. To see the truth and face the truth is hard. It's easy to see the good things, but when you gotta see the bad things and you cry through it and you're like, I miss it, I'm mad, and I hate it so much. What do I do? I don't know what to do. That's okay, you don't have to know what to do right now. Think about it, let the moments pass, and be proud of yourself that you faced that part of yourself, and say, okay, how can I be someone I want to be? You know? What's one thing I can do today to be like, I'm so much better than I was 5, 10 minutes ago, an hour ago. It depends on how long you sit there. I found through, like, when I have a PTSD attack and I'm shaking and I'm crying uncontrollably, and sometimes this can just be from dreams, I just sit, cry my eyes out, let all the negative thoughts go in through my mind and leave my mind, and I say to myself, I'm so proud of you for facing that and accepting that, you know, there are these issues here, and you knowing these issues, you can learn more about yourself and your problems so you can make them better. For example, if I ever talk about, like, my childhood with someone, I always get terrible nightmares. And it always goes horrible. And I always wake up and I cry uncontrollably. And I feel like I can't take it anymore. I feel like I'm breaking every moment of every second. And I tell myself, you can cry. It's okay. Look around you. It's not happening right now. It's okay. It's okay. It's not happening to you right now. There's something in there that's telling you you're still not okay with this, and that's okay. You never got closure from that, and that's not your fault. That's not your fault. You tried your best, and I'm so grateful you have emotions, because you could be emotionless. Remember when you were taught to have no emotions, to have no feelings? You're just supposed to be this brick wall that takes everything. No, that's not living. That's just being dead inside. I'm so proud of you for feeling this and choosing to feel this, because there was a time when you refused. So any of you going through that, feel free to use that as like a tip. Okay? Don't be hard on yourself just because you've gone through hardships. Everyone goes through hardships and everyone deals with them differently. And we're all soft babies inside, and we all really do want love, and we all really do want to be loved. So don't be hard on yourself just because someone doesn't want that too. That's not because of you. They just have their own issues. They have their own problems. And don't let that one person affect the way you treat others or the way you treat yourself and say, that's not me. I'm not going to be like that. I'm not going to be like what I don't like. I'm not going to be like what made me cry. I'm going to be strong, brave, and bold and love anyway and be kind anyway. And then when you meet those kind people, it just is like, yeah, I connected and I was true to myself. And this moment couldn't be more beautiful, and I couldn't have planned it. And it's here as my reward to show me I was right. To be real and to be loving and be kind, because there are those people out there. There are. Some people are just afraid to be hurt. It's so easy to be mean, to be cruel, to put up a blockade. It's so hard to be sweet and kind. Even when someone's literally screaming in your face, then you're calm and you recognize, wow, this person's got a lot of problems, but I ain't gonna be one. I wasn't one till they made me one. Like, I didn't choose to be your problem. I didn't choose for you to focus on me. I didn't choose for you to hate on me. You just chose that. Why? I don't know what's up with you. I wasn't doing that to you, so I bet I'm not the only one. I promise you, if someone's hating on you, they hate on everyone. You're not the only one. It's like literally that's the only way they know how to thrive at this point. And it's not even thriving, it's diving, and it's like a nosedive into a plane crash, quite literally. Apologies if that's insensitive to anyone here who's had to deal with all the constant plane crashes and mishappenings. You know, it used to be safe to go on a plane. I will never go on a plane again, I don't think. You want to know the way I've always wanted to travel? Is like, you know, those luxury train rides? I want to do one of those through the mountains. Like, that's on my bucket list before the day I die. I don't know if I'd post pictures about it because it would just be so ethereal for me. I've always felt a connection to the snowy mountains, and it just feels so romantic. I love the cold. Which is crazy because I live in places that are crazy hot. Like, I live in Georgia. It's always like 100 freaking degrees. It still is. It's freaking September. Give me a break. Give me a break. It's like 93 feels like 106. Well, let's do the yard work anyway. We take breaks, obviously. And then I do it, and I'm like, okay, tomorrow's a rest day, obviously. Next, we have familiar, listen and learn. I don't know why, but for some of you, I'm getting like you're furry or you could love cosplay and people make fun of you. Who cares? I used to cosplay. I still do. On Halloween, I cosplay all the way out. I'm the Mad Hatter. I'm all kinds of things. I used to go to anime conventions. People thought I was hella fine. You're hella fine. So, just because other people think it's weird or they don't get it, so what? Don't hang out with them. Just say thank you. There are billions of people in this world. You made me realize you're not the one for me. I appreciate that. I really do. Because I could have wasted so much more time and effort on you, and now I don't have to. Thank you. Believe someone immediately when they tell you who they are. If they don't want to change, if they don't like you, blah, blah, blah. Don't try and figure them out. They just told you who they are. Okay, some of you try so hard and you're like, well, maybe they'll like me, maybe that. No, never. It's never gonna happen. And I say never, but trust me, They will never like you. And then the only time they pretend to like you is when they want something. What could they possibly want from you? Because you're when really they're the And you know how much it hurts for them to swallow their pride and be like, I need this from you, or I need to talk to you, or I need help from you. Completely ignore them. Or if you can, if you work with them, just say, why do you need my help? You don't like me. Do you have no choice, or like what happened? You seemed put together and like you knew it all. So what do you need me for? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. What's up? I mean, I'll do it, because obviously you need me. That's gonna hit their ego and they're gonna hate you more, by the way, but they already hate you, low-key. So, why not just remind them that they got issues and that's not your problem. Some of you are like, oh my god, I could not do that. That is so savage. Okay, I was born and raised a savage. So, it was either, kill or be killed, survival of the fittest. If I was too smart, I was called a smart ass. If I was too dumb, I was called a dumbass. And everything I ever did, it wasn't good enough. But here I am, saying I love myself, that I'm amazing, and that I have the capacity to help people. The audacity of me, right? You can do it too. You really can. Even if you feel like crap. Sometimes I feel like crap. And I still do it. And I still conquer things. And I'm like, yeah, I did the thing. Oh yeah, you did it. Oh yeah, you thought you couldn't, but you proved yourself wrong. What? Yeah. For those of you who get that reference, I love you. I'm a millennial, so millennials will definitely get that reference. Or just people who've listened to that kind of music. So, we have mirror, mirror. Or mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all. Always say it's you. Always be fair to yourself. And always realize you got it going on. You just may not meet people who appreciate what you got going on, okay? The beauty you see in me is a reflection of you. People treat you how they treat themselves. You treat others how you treat yourself. Sometimes. Sometimes you're forced into submission. But overall, your opportunities are to see who the haters are and who the lovers are, and always love on yourself and always try and never give up. Never surrender. And hell no, you don't deserve no disrespect. I don't care if, you were an S worker. Doesn't mean you deserve disrespect. Hell, shout out to the people who do that work, because they're the ones who deal with the worst of the worst. Like, they only have that job so they can feed their kids, and they literally deal with the monsters that the everyday basic Bettys don't have to. No offense to the Bettys in the world. I was thinking of Betty from Fred Flintstone. She always seemed kind of basic to me. And her laugh was like super weird. In fact, I had a boss who had that laugh, and I tried so hard not to laugh because it was obviously a fake laugh. It was not a real laugh. It was a really uncomfortable laugh. So yeah, shout out to the people who do the jobs nobody wants, and people can look down on you, but like literally, look at Japan. They have a whole red light district. In fact, in Japan, it's normal for wives to have babies and stuff, and they're like, go to an S worker, go to the red light district, go do that. Like, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to do this with you. That's a normal thing. That's a cultural thing. So wrap that around your mind and quit hating and just be like, well, that's not how I would live my life, but someone has got to do it. And it's true. I really feel like they keep the monsters at bay. I really do. I've come across some crazy TikTok stories of people who do that kind of work. I've known people who've done that kind of work. And when I say they get to meet all the monsters, they do. It is very rarely they'll get like a decent client, a decent human being. Those people, there's a reason why they pay for it, because no one would dare touch them otherwise. And other people just don't have the time for human emotions and blah, blah, blah. So maybe some of you do some crazy work and you needed to hear that you don't deserve to be hated on. So your current energy with your advice. First off, love yourself. I see a heart. My heart is breaking and shattering into a billion pieces, but it's being reborn into something else. It's almost like, this is kind of graphic, but I see you cutting your heart off in sections and replacing it with good parts, kind of like Frankenstein. You know how I wanted to make, like, Frankenstein is the monster that was created from this genius or whatever. Frankenstein was, like, lonely. He had all these broken parts and he wanted to become whole. So it's like you have all these slivers of dead heart in there, right? And you're trying to put live heart in there. So you're going to be replacing the deadness within to becoming alive again. So that's wicked crazy cool. So for my loves, what is their spiritual advice from all their spiritual family in existence? Only the ones who have an opinion that's going to be helpful. We do constructive criticism, not real criticism here. Alright. Go with this. Go with this. Go with this. Yes. First we have tribal spirit dancer. Let go and explore. Confirmation of literally everything I've said. I don't feel like I need to repeat this, but I will really quickly. Don't knock it till you try it. If you don't like where you're at, try something new. If you think you can't do it, you've already defeated yourself before you've started, and there's really no point. Because you can before you can't. I always say that. And if you spend so much time in your head thinking versus living, I mean, you could have conquered a mountain by now in the however long you've been thinking about how you can. You could have done it and aced it, or at least tried it and thought, this is fun. So, fun fact. We have Spirit Keeper of the North. Contemplate. Yeah. Go deep within. Go deep inside. Find yourself. Recognize yourself. See how powerful you are. Okay? I feel like a powerful darkness and a powerful light, and then a good blend of darkness and light. You see all these dark birds in the sky. You see this darkness here. You see a sunset. You see these ocean waves crashing, like yin and yang balanced. Confirmation of everything I've said thus far. We have Spirit Keeper of the South. We have the North and the South in dance. Interesting. Abundance and prosperity. You're worth so much more than you could possibly know, but because you may not choose to see it, well, guess what? You don't look, you won't find it. Literally. People who collect famous art, they wouldn't find famous art if they didn't look for it. Newsflash, you are art. You are beautiful. You're inspirational. It's just maybe you haven't found people who want to be inspired. People who want to be inspired, they're kind, they're generous, they'll pay attention and they'll tell you, thank you, I appreciate you, you inspired me. People who don't want to be inspired, who are just low-key kind of bleh. Yes, I'm going to say it like that because that's how it feels literally when they talk to you. You can feel it. For example, the other day I was in a store. I was buying something. And to everyone I saw, I said, you have a good day. Some people would say, you too, thanks. And I thought, okay, that's someone who's present, someone who's alive inside. Other people, they say nothing, they pretend like I'm not there. Okay, they're miserable, they hate their life, not my problem. I don't take it personally because they have their own things, I have my own things. And then other people would be like, hey, how are you? Like, they didn't hear my question, they were just in a daze, in a haze. And I would just say, okay, let me wake them up. And I'd be like, hey, how are you? I'd be like, I'm well, how are you? I would interact with them. Did they interact with me the way I tried to interact with them? No, but they did recognize and they did try. So that's just a good example of the good, the bad, the ugly. How you deal with it is perspective. If you ignore me, I just don't say anything. Okay. You don't want anything to do with me? I'm not going to sit here and keep trying. Like, there's really no point. Other people, have a good day. Thanks, you too. I appreciate that. Thank you. Other people, in a daze, in a haze, they got so many things on their mind. I don't take that personally. Everyone has those moments when they're like stuck in their head and they're like, okay, I got a billion things to do. Oh, this person's talking to me. Hey, how are you? They don't hear a word that comes out of you, but they just come out of nowhere with, hey, how are you? At least they try to connect rather than be like, I'm too busy to talk to you. Other people just, they're like, really don't bother me. So there's some great examples. So there's some advice and there's some real life situations. That's something that happened to me recently. And I actually talked to like a random stranger about it, and they were totally like, yeah, you never know. I was talking to this person. I was like, you never know what someone's going through. And just because, someone treats you a certain way or they're having a bad day, like, don't take it personally. Like, you really don't know what's happening. Like, let's say you're driving and you have road rage or you're getting upset because someone's driving so slow. For all you know, their whole family just passed away and they're driving slow because they just are on autopilot and they don't know what to do with their life. Or maybe they just feel so lonely that they feel like they just can't focus on anything. Or it could be even worse. You really never know. So rather than getting angry at the person, at the situation, say, there's a reason for this. And the best thing you can do in life is just adapt to what comes your way, not try to make it go your way. Because life will never go your way. Never, ever, ever, ever. It really doesn't. You wish for a pony, you might get a miniature pony, or you might get a stuffed pony, but you still got a pony. So be grateful. Hey, I got a pony. Nothing is ever going to go exactly as you plan. But as long as you try, and as long as you don't take it personally, and you try and accept what is, and enjoy the moments that are good, that's what matters. Find one happy moment every day, I always say. So, let's get you one of these little quotes. Oh, you already got one. That was quick. And it says, tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? Mary Oliver. This goes so perfectly with everything I've said. Screenshot that quote and look at it every day. Tell me, what is it you plan on doing with your one wild and precious life? We only have this one life. You only have this one moment. How will you choose to view it, to see it, to be a part of it? Truly. Now, for the very last part, the daily self-care check-in. Let's try and zoom out. The camera may flip again out. It does, and you see me. Hello. Oh. I zoomed in before I zoomed out. Okay. First, daily self-care check-in. Close your eyes. Breathe in the positive. Breathe out the negative. How are you feeling? Notice your mind. How does your mind feel? Now notice your body. How does your body feel? Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Notice your spirit. How does your spirit feel? If it doesn't feel good, any of it, rest today at least for 1 hour. If it feels good, congratulations on feeling good. And if you don't feel good, that's okay. We all have those moments. Now, what are you grateful for? I am grateful you are here. I am grateful you exist. Now, what do you want to accomplish in this moment? In this moment, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And be proud of yourself and all that you've accomplished so far today, even if it's just getting the courage to wake up, to brush your teeth, to eat something, to hydrate yourself, or to take a nice long rest. Now, what can you let go of? Let go of all your pain. Let go of all your fears. You are beautiful, and you deserve the beautiful things you want and need in your life. Now, what do you need to feel better? Do you need a nice, cold drink of water? Do you need a nice, comforting meal? Do you need a hug? You need a hug. Hug yourself and say, I love you so. I love myself. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Breathe in positivity. Hold all that positivity inside. And breathe out. Push out that negativity. Push, 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 push. Now open your eyes. I hope this helped you, love. Thank you for being here. Many blessings to all. Thank you for all of your love and support. I appreciate you. Always. All information you need in regarding to me is in the description box. And if you ever need a helping hand, feel free to reach out to me at my email, which is also in the description box. I love you, loves. I'm so proud of you for showing up for yourself today. Keep showing up for yourself and keep being there. I love you. Love, Magi Goddess. And for future collective readings, This is day 21 of 33. Remember, they will be on my subscription on TikTok. There are different tiers, different levels, and I also do lives where you can chat with me in real time. I hope your day is amazing because you are amazing. I love you, loves, and I'm so proud of you.